been a year since we were in this pandemic. And in that long year that we are mostly stuck in the comfort of our homes. How are you? In this situation that we are all battling with our personal struggles and a lot of people do not personally see what's keeping you busy. Who are you? In our meetings, in classes, that we are not required to turn on our cameras. Are we still the same person inside the classroom who gives our full attention in listening? Well, one of the greatest battles of this pandemic is being much comfortable that we can do anything we want to do in our own pace. We can chill today, then cram tomorrow. After all, there's no one to judge how much effort you put in your work. There's no one to see what else are we doing during classes, meetings, and even, mostly, during examinations. True enough, in this whole season, it is very difficult to live out integrity every single day of our lives. But before anything else, what is integrity? Integrity speaks of one's wholeness. It is you having only one face on the inside and on the outside. When being around with your good friends, your goodness is the same as you are when you are with your coolest friends. It is as if you will be rotated 360 degrees and the very core of your inside will be seen. You will be of one face, one identity, and one attitude if you have integrity. Whoever you are with, you are the same good person. And when no one else looks at you, you are of no difference. You are still the same good and beautiful person that you are. Every part of your body and soul moves in line with the wholeness of your perception and action. Well, mostly, people refer integrity as honesty and authenticity. But integrity has an additional element. It is not just simply being honest. For example, being candid and being rude. They both express honesty, but in different ways, in different manner. Candor is not just saying whatever comes at the top of your mind, because it is what it is. A candid person is being honest with others based on a high regard for truth. Integrity, simply, is speaking out and standing up for what is true. In this workshop, I want to share to you 3 tips that may help you in reliving integrity. First, pray before and after the battle. These battles may be your classes, your exams, your work, or even the situations that you find it difficult to be true and hard as a person. Some may say, prayer is the most basic act to do. But most of the time, this basic is what we often forget to do. When you are too busy, do you still pray? When you barely find time to rest, do you still find yourself resting in the Lord and allowing Him to just embrace you that moment? You know, during my review classes for the board exam, we were always told by our instructors to master the basics. And it applies with our everyday lives. We cannot fully move forward to the next step if we cannot master the art and gift of prayer. Praying is being humble enough to surrender to God all the things we can't control, all the emotions and attitudes that are hard for us to let go. Hopefully, in our prayers, we can confess to God our fears, our secrets, and even our pretensions. Praying is simply coming to God and presenting Him our weaknesses and asking of Him the strength we need to face the truth. By praying every day, we are constantly reminded that Christ is our model in living a life of integrity. Tip number 2, do your own best effort. Integrity means not settling for less. Your excellence in a specific thing you really love, may it be composing a song, filming videos, or dancing, should be the same excellence you're putting on the things you find boring, or maybe not your passion at all. Your eagerness to do laboratory reports should be the same eagerness you put in solving math problems, because it is your wholeness as a person. We settle for less when we were given a problem set ahead of time, but we choose to do it night before the deadline. And when worse comes to worse, when you cannot finish it on time, you fall into that temptation of just copying your classmates' work. This go the same during examinations. Stayed up all night to study hard, but during the moment of truth, there are several items you cannot answer because you were not able to study the topic or it was just very new to you. Again, the temptation comes in. You'd rather cheat and copy to pass the subject, to meet the expectations of the people around you. Many times, the defense mechanism of students in this issue is, nagtutulungan lang naman po kami. Teamwork. All for one, one for all. But this kind of dishonesty gives us only fleeting joy. You may be happy for just for a moment, but it doesn't last. Is it the happiness that you're really proud of, knowing it's not your work? Are you truly proud of passing the subject, even if you just copied someone's answers? May we ask God the courage to stand up for the truth always, in all ways. May we be true to our work, that no matter how hard it gets, we will choose to do what is right, even if no one else is watching, even if no one will know, and even if it means getting a lower score. There is pain in failure. Yes, definitely, that's true. But isn't it called victory? That even if you failed, you know in yourself, you chose to do what is true and what is right. You won the temptation of Satan. In fact, our final judgment is not in this world, but in heaven. Saint Ignatius of Loyola once said, "It is not hard to obey when we love the one whom we obey." What matters is, God sees us through and through. All your efforts are seen by the Lord. And I know for sure, He is very proud of you. Tip number 3. Do not conform yourself to the standards of this world. Sometimes, we are being eaten up of how the world describes what is beautiful. Because rebelliousness is cool in the eyes of the world, we rebel. Because in the eyes of the world, cheating is normal. We do it as if there's nothing wrong with it. When it gets tiring to work and to study hard, we settle in conforming to the world. We reject the higher regard for truth when we choose to have our standards aligned with the world. Have you experienced being with your friends who strive for holiness? When with them, you are in your best foot forward. But when everything hits hard, you quickly forget and disregard the truth, especially when no one else know what you're doing. In Romans 12, verse 21, it says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." What is right, and what is wrong, is wrong. No ifs, no buts. Let us be affirmed that as we discern the will of God, what is good, acceptable, and mature, in the whole process of knowing, we become a beautiful person. We cannot truly do everything, but we are responsible of the smaller part that God has entrusted us with. We are designed not to conform to the world, but to conform to the truth, to what is good, and to what is beautiful. Thank you, and God bless.